Grace at the Green Light is a homeless outreach organization that was founded in 2014 by a local businessman here in New Orleans, Louisiana, who saw the needs of the homeless every day as he was driving around. And our mission is to provide for the basic needs, which we consider to be food, water, and community, and bring that in a loving manner that embraces the human spirit of the homeless. We provide meals daily, 7 days a week, 365 days a year at a central location downtown. We provide hot breakfast, which includes grits or oatmeal and eggs and fruit and meat and bread and coffee. Also, we build community as we are providing those meals. We build relationships with the homeless, find out what their needs are, and help further get them resources. We also do street outreach and provide water and hygiene items as we are going out around town, under the bridges, in the places that the unsheltered are sleeping, to meet them where they are, find out their needs, and help provide for those basic needs.
Wasn't working, the mission wasn't working. They have to kick people out first thing in the morning. And I said, okay, it's called Nehemiah Restoration Program. So open up that facility, and I said, I'll run a program, but not a jail or a homeless shelter, because that's not working. You put them out every morning, you're not addressing, we got them chronically homeless, their warrants, courts, and when I got out there, the majority of it's mental health. I said, listen, these people are not drug addicts and alcoholics, it's mental health.
And the last few weeks have showed me I obviously need help. I thought I needed help last time, but still had hope that it would just work out. And I obviously need some help, or I'm quite certainly going to die in this building. Either by an accident walking around at night, or freezing to death like I just about did last week, or in some type of ridiculous confrontation like what you ladies unfortunately just had to back away from slowly.
We actually, we buy our food. We go to Walmart, and what money we make at Yard, we actually buy food. I mean, that we do scrap. We collect copper, aluminum, brass from the building, and we turn it into the scrap yard.
Actually cure anything, just treats it, and people are treated as if they don't really matter, and they're not cared for. And like someone who has drug addiction is not seen as, like, say I have heart disease and say I have drug addiction, which is both a real disease, but both don't get the same weight and the empathy that one would consider for that kind of pain of the person going through that, And the medical system gives them stuff for the moment, that for the time being, for the day, is going to keep them okay, but is it truly going to heal them and make them better?
It's like it's illegal to be homeless. They kick you out of everywhere. And no, it's just the community doesn't really look at us like we're people anymore. We're just a scourge. And there's a bunch of us that work, and we don't want to be out here anymore. And it's something.
Are you making enough money to survive at least?
Yeah, just barely. Being a felon, we're pretty much doomed to the street.
So there's no programs?
There is, but there isn't.
I've seen a couple people out here, they're doing it so they don't have to pay any bills or pay mortgage or anything, and I think that's really stupid. Because I wouldn't do it if I didn't have to. But I have to. And it sucks. And it's hard.
Mid-40s and my OBGYN said, "You're too young to go through the change of life." A year or two later, I did.
I lost my ID a while back. It was stolen. My wallet and phone and bike have been stolen from this place more than 10 times in the last 3 years. Probably more than 20 times. I don't have the highest class of friends, but hey. The identification card has been so difficult for me to get. I can't go to a scrapyard. I can't get a job. I can't do anything. I can't get a credit card. I can't get a bank account. Simply because I can't get an ID. I can't. I mean, I have to travel back to Kalamazoo, Michigan, which is I don't know how far away. I don't have the money to do that. To get a birth certificate, but then in order to get the birth certificate, you need a social security card. And with a social security card, you need to get. It's a catch-22 all the way around. You're chasing your tail. It's incredibly impossible to get one. I wish something was done about that. I mean, they have my photograph 100 different times from the police, from the social security, from all. Why can't they just pull that up and I mean, look at me. Hey, well, this must be the same guy. But no, it's very difficult.
My name is Janet Hayes. I'm the director of Healing Minds NOLA. It's a 501c3 nonprofit organization based in New Orleans, Louisiana, and our mission is to explore and create alternatives to homelessness, incarceration, unnecessary repeated hospitalization, and death of people with the most serious mental illnesses, and in particular those folks who remain untreated or undertreated due to lack of connectivity to services and programs in our communities.
Figure out what the problem was. When I got back, I saw the man leaving with everything that had been on the table, which included 2 phones that did not belong to him. One of the men whose phone was stolen chose to bring a metal pipe to the discussion. I don't know what happened during the discussion. All I know is that my other neighbor, who I love, was pushed down, and the man I'm speaking about walked around behind him, put the bar around his neck, and began to choke him. I told him to get his hands off of him, and he came at me with the pipe. I had to get the pipe. I couldn't let him hurt my people. So I let him hit me, and then I took the pipe, and then I called the police. That's all I got on that one.
Sorry, Chuck.
Here I have some more charges. I have an anklet here. I pay $230 a month for. It's costed me. I've spent almost $2,000 just getting out of jail to stay out, although I haven't even been to court yet. It's very difficult. It's costing me a lot more than just money, but faced with my friends and my family.
Hi, my name is Scott Rolak. I once was homeless. Now I'm not. I'm housed now. I'm glad because I came across this program called Grace at the Green Light. It really saved my life out of all these years. You know, I've been on the streets for quite a long time. And I've been known Grace at the Green Light for over 6 years. They came in my life 6 years ago, and I just finally got my crib 4 months ago. So, any questions you would like to ask me, feel free.
Who's the lady sitting next to you?
This is Miss Sarah, the Executive Director of Grace at the Green Light. She's part of the program. She's here. She's one of the reasons why I'm here right now. She helped keep positive attitudes with me, keep me focused, and keep me on what I need to do. You need people like that in your life. This is Miss Sarah.
We serve an average of 75 individuals every morning, and we are here 7 days a week, 365 days a year with a full hot breakfast for our unhoused community.
I get up at 3 o'clock every morning and set everything up in the kitchen for the Grace at the Green Light. And I'm also in the program over here at the church. And I try to do as much as I can And I help Sarah a lot also with the deliveries, you know, and taking the orders for the prep and the food and all that stuff from second hand.
All in churches, if there be any, bind us together, Lord, as a staff, that we can work together in peace, harmony, love, and respect one for another. Most of all, Lord, we call on you again to cover us in your blood and protect us from this coronavirus and from all the diseases and the evils and the chaos that's in this world. And Father, we'll certainly give you the praise, the honor, and the glory. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Missions and other places that are resources for the homeless are on the front line in the spiritual war between good and evil. Because these are the people that Christ is concerned with, right? The impoverished. We're his people. And so Satan, I don't know if you believe in a Satan, but Satan speaks in the Bible. Satan and Jesus go at each other in places like the missions. And so it's not uncommon to see both really good things happen at missions and really evil things happen. And
I see a lot of schizophrenia, paranoia. I see a lot of people that need love, really. And that's the truth. A lot of people that need some love, man. They're just scared kids inside. They never wanted this. They never had anything, never had anybody really do right by them. And they were lied to pretty much all their life by the people that they thought loved them. And they got pushed around and taken advantage of them before they knew it. Here they are on the streets. And this is the life that they got to deal with.
He needs psychiatric care, not punishment. If there's no doctor there to say that, then they're just going to give you punishment, not care. And that's what I noticed. I was in OPP. I was in the jail here in New Orleans 2 years ago, and I noticed that there was a psychiatrist making the rounds with the regular guards. So it was someone that was obviously a doctor, but not a medical doctor, so to speak, not the doctor coming through to check on people's health that needed physical attention. They were coming make it. That money goes to train the guards to make to interpret the events they see.
So are the guards trained in that way? Are they compassionate?
Very much so. They put me in a special place because at one point I had a little bit of an episode and I was being outwardly violent and making a mess of things. And the guard, there's no way that woman knew what she knew. From my experience in mental health care, that woman did not pick that information up by watching, making observations. She had training. Whether she got it on her own or it was provided by the state, I don't know, but they have to retrain everyone with compassion, not to put people in a prone position and beat the hell out of them. Talk to them for 5 minutes first before you do all that. It takes unlearning the old behaviors and installing what the other options that are available. So many people that commit crime on a daily basis, they don't do it because they decided this is what I want to do. There's no options for people in a lot of situations like this. I did not come here because it was the greatest place on the map. I had no place else to exist at the time with the items that I had to deal with. And then when depression pretty much sunk in and no resources, thanks to mental illness, I will just call it as it is, a long series of bad decisions caused by a mind that is not functioning properly, then I'm like stuck here. I can make it as far as food sometimes, and that's it. I do not have a will to go any further, and some days I don't go get the food because who fucking cares.
My name is Thomas Redman, and I'm an advocate for the homeless located in Palm Bay, Florida. I started this journey many years ago by living homeless myself for a year on the streets all throughout the United States, and so I'm really passionate about homeless services.
I was panhandling over in the Winn-Dixie parking lot, and I'm not doing that no more because I got warned the next time cops see me that I would go to jail. So I'm not worth going to. It's not worth going to jail.
I used to be a hardcore drunk. I used to be a drug addict. I always will be, but just not active. And I'm thankful for all the help that I get today. I've made it through a lot of trials and tribulations, and I've seen the other side of the real world.
Hi, my name is John Moore. I'm in Palm Bay, Florida, where I am a homeless advocate. My nonprofit is called Humanity Villages, and I go out daily and take care of the needs of homeless people, advocate for them, which means sometimes fighting the city or associating with the police department to make sure that the homeless are safe and no problems are occurring.
Describe where I lay my head?
Yeah.
I lay under a bridge surrounded by rocks. If somebody were to come down into there, they have the potential to slip and fall. It's like a booby trap. You gotta walk in there, crawl down in there, step on a few rocks. It's gravelly at some point, that way if they step wrong, they end up slipping and falling, instead of knowing where to place their foot. I have a sleeping bag there. I have some debris, garbage and everything. Well, I have a bunch of styrofoam cups that I just toss over behind me, a few plastic bags, boxes and everything, clothes in it. But other than that, it's not the nicest place, but it's something to call home or somewhere to call safe.
How long have you been there?
I've been there for the past, I want to say, 2 months.
Point system would be great, because homeless people, as unhomeless people, residential challenge, whatever you want to call, rich and famous, we're all different and have different values and morals and priorities and goals. So if there would be understanding by the city, the police, the mayor, the state, whomever, an area where you're allowed to stay, you give your thumbprint and your ID, and if you're willing to work, like the food stamp cards, 8 workers. Well, if you show you're working and you don't trash the land and you're working and you strive it out, not just where they take your Social Security or disability because you have to be a certain age mainly to get that, or disabled or black or pregnant or kids or abused and beaten or something like that, but just regular average Mojo and Mrs. Mojo like myself. I don't want to worry about having to move a camp all the time. I'm not harming anybody, I'm not doing bad, I'm keeping clean. I might not be on land that's not public or private, because what else is there left? It's either going to be public or private, or state-owned, yes, and where you're supposed to go. So to be able to know that you could be there and show that you're worthy and you're wanting to get out of the situation.
Granted, it's hard to get food, and it's hard to eat, and it's hard to stay clean and healthy and all that, but I take showers, I wash up with water, and I eat when I can, but I do the best that I can.
Where do you shower?
Back there where I have a little shower area. I get bottles of water that I fill up from a hose, and I bring back and I shower with the water. Yeah, it's cold. I don't take no hot showers. I use cold water because that's all the hose gives you, but it works. I'm not complaining, except when I can't eat and don't have no money.
Most people have pets. You don't seem to have any pets.
No, I don't, because I am no spot at taking care of myself, so I'm not gonna be able to take care of a dog. I did have one. I did rescue one because he was gonna be euthanized, but my friend, Scott that I know, he took him because at the time when I ended up having 6 broken ribs, and I couldn't deal with a 100-pound dog. So this guy, Scott, that we know, took him.
So something that people don't realize is that doing nothing costs a lot more money for the taxpayer than actually helping people. And what I mean by that is communities tend to criminalize the homeless, thinking that actually doing those things will help get the homeless out of their community or to reduce the number of people panhandling, that type of thing. The real truth is the increased criminalization does nothing but cost money, whether that money be in law enforcement officials having to go out to enforce these new laws. The people that get arrested go to jail, which causes them to have bigger issues in trying to get housing later. You know, once they have a record, then they no longer qualify for federal programs. And the bottom line to this is that any type of criminalization of the homeless, whether it be not to feed the homeless in a park, or whether it be to have these aggressive panhandling ordinances, or whatever ways that they find to criminalize the homeless, if you really get deeply into them, you'll find that it actually costs taxpayers more money and doesn't really accomplish much except moving the homeless to a different area. And that doesn't reduce homelessness, and all it does is push a problem from one community to the next community. These ideas of people should just get a job and just pull themselves up by the bootstraps, and why do they need to panhandle, all of those things need to be put in the context of what's having that person there. What is causing that person to be homeless? And a lot of the times, I'd say a majority of the time, it's mental illness treatment. You know, when President Reagan closed all the mental health hospitals nationwide, he created a real huge problem. Now we have people that have mental health issues, but there's really no place for those people to go except jail, hospital, and streets. And when you criminalize them, you make it impossible for them to get housing, impossible for them to get help. So when we criminalize the homeless, what we actually do is we just spend a ton of government money, accomplish absolutely nothing but to make the problem bigger.